New Anthony Scouts, Wonderkid Interest to feast your eye on. Stade Rennes' extremely gifted young centre back, Jérémy Jacquet, 19 years old, and has just undergone a fantastic breakthrough campaign at Stade Rennes, who are known for bedding through some of Europe's most highly coveted teenagers, footballers in their academy. The academy has been flawless over the past 5-10 years. Some of the players who've just, over the past 5 years have just come through the system. Desiree Doué, Leslie Gertrude, Mattis Tell, Sasha Bowe, Jorginho Rota, two of arguably the two most reputable, Ousmane Dembele, who is now at PSG, coming off the back of a phenomenal campaign, who could be on their way to a treble. Eduardo Camavinga, who's now at Real Madrid. He was a budding young talent at Rennes before he made the move to Santiago Bernabeu. But Jérémy Jacquet could well be arguably the biggest of them, and is the latest in a long line of flawless young talents out of the Rennes system. Jérémy Jacquet is wonderful, a wonderful gifted young centre back. He come from the same commune as William Saliba in France, Bondy, and he's thrived tremendously. He was on loan at Clermont Foot at the start of the season. Rennes did send him out on loan just to get some exposure to the first team football, develop his game, find some maturity. They did bring him back in the January window, just to get some legs at centre back, and since then he's been flawless. He's only played just over 10 games, so his stats are inflated a bit. But when you analyze him through eye service, you can see a flawless young talent. He's flexible positionally, can play as a wide centre back, as a central centre back. Stade Rennes have utilised the 3-man defensive system all throughout the season, and Jérémy Jacquet is just slotted in easily. He's tremendous, athletic, physical. He's imposing. He hasn't got the biggest of frame. He's not the most imposing frame, but the way he carries himself on the pitch, the way he approaches duels, the way he approaches 1v1 challenges with strikers. He loves to duel. He loves to engage in battles with strikers. He loves, as a wide centre back, you're tasked in defending large spaces out wide. We know certainly when teams are counter-attacking and trying to utilize the wide areas, defenders who are wide centre backs are tasked in covering that space, defending that space. Jérémy Jacquet can do that. He's got tremendous speed, athleticism. He's quick off the ground. Flawless the way he finds top speeds in a short amount of time. As a central centre back, he's got that stature, that leadership acumen. He's a backline leader even at 19. I think he's flawless, fantastic young talent, and he's also a tremendous box defender. Whenever a cross is coming in the box, he's always wants to be the first to get rid, whether it's in the air, whether it's a ground duel. He's physically imposing. And when you say that term, you think the centre backs are overbearing, can commit the most needless of fouls. He controls his aggression tremendously, even at 19, which is really impressive. Good physicality. He's a strong ground jeweler. Even on the ball, he's composed. He's agile. Teams love to pass out the back these days. Build from the back through passing, movement. Jérémy Jacquet can do all that. He's fantastic on the ball. He doesn't waver amongst pressure, can receive in the half turn, and he's also a brilliant passer. I think that's one of the most underrated facets of his game. He can find those long raking passes. He can pass through the lines to find a more advanced central midfielder or an attacking midfielder. But yeah, this kid has got the lot. He's technically sound, physically imposing, aggressive, athletic, quick off the ground. Fantastic young defender. And, there are teams who are, keeping an eye on him. I do think another year or so at Stade Rennes will help his game tremendously. But you never know. This is one of world football's most highly coveted young CBs right now. And there is no surprise if he makes a big move over the summer. But you know, he won't be going for cheap. Stade Rennes will be making huge profit on him, if that is the case. But yeah, this is a tremendous young CB to keep an eye on. Jérémy Jacquet, remember the name.